wondering, who is this guy? What does he know? What does he know about survival? What does he know about camping? What does he know about all of this stuff? Well, let me tell you a little bit about myself, okay? I did a very, very short stint in the military. I got a little bit injured. Yeah, I'm drinking a beer, so what? And my neighbors are arguing. You probably can hear that from here. They do that all the time. I live in that kind of a neighborhood. So anyway, I did a short stint in the military. And I learned a lot there. I really did. I made it a point to absorb all the information I could. But that's not even the tip of the iceberg. You see, I grew up in the swamps of Virginia, southeastern Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, that area. I had a little boat, and I went deep into these swamps when I was 8, 9, 10 years old. I was going to places that no current parent would ever let their kids do. And frankly, I'm not sure my parents knew. Mom, Dad, sorry, I was getting real deep into those swamps. You might know that, but I lived. I did well. I learned a lot from it too. And that was the beginning of it. And that got me into it. My dad was a big camper. My mom was a huge camper. She still is. She loves to camp. My mom loves to go camping. So I grew up in that world. I grew up in a world where camping was as important as living normally, right? What you guys consider normal, I consider camping. So I grew up in that. And then I got out, and when I got into my late teens, we moved here to Florida, and I spent a lot of time. We lived on a farm, right? We lived on this big old farm, and I learned how to, well, farm, I guess you could say, sort of. And what I learned how to do was party on the farm. But I also learned how to navigate the deepest parts of Florida's swamp, because I would meet these girls and I would take them out on the canoe, out into the middle of nowhere, and show off my skills, right? Because I was super survival dude even when I was 18. And I spent a lot of time a long way from society. And you learn quickly. You do. You learn quickly when you are, paddling between alligators and snakes and spiders and all the things that want to eat you in the Florida swamps. You learn quickly. And I kept camping, and I kept camping, and I camped every chance I got. I've camped all over Florida. I've camped all over Virginia. I've camped all over Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina. So basically the entire, southeast part of the U.S. I've done a lot of camping. And I mean, I couldn't count the hours of camping I've put in if my life depended on it, right? So much camping. So I have a lot of camping experience. I have brought a lot of people who don't know anything about camping out camping with me, and I've had to basically provide for them. I've had to teach them. I've had to show them the way. I've had to do all the wonderful things you do when you're camping with people who have never camped in their life. So basically, it's worse than camping, because it's camping with strangers, not strangers to me, but strangers to camping. So I've done a lot of hours in the woods, and I would love to show you videos and pictures, but I was never the look at me, I'm camping kind of a guy. I was the, I'm gonna leave everything, grab the least bit of what I have to have, and head out into the woods and stay there for a few days and see how that goes, see if I live. That was my style. So no, I don't have a lot of videos and pictures like some of these other, internet camping guru dudes have. I don't have that. But what I do have is a wealth of experience, a wealth of knowledge that has come from having to, survive on, well, I've always been poor. I've always been poor. And it's not because I'm lazy. I've always worked hard. It's because I've always just, life has handed me some traumatic events, some things that you guys can't even imagine. Trust me, I've done things that you don't want to do. I've been on fire. I know what it's like to be on fire, but that's only the tip of the iceberg. So yeah, I have a lot of camping experience. And then when it comes to survival, okay, I'm thinking, how many of you have ever had to survive a catastrophic event? You know, when you live in Florida, you've probably survived a couple of them, right? I mean, I have. Really? Y'all shut up. I'm trying to talk. I have survived events. I have survived hurricanes. I have survived. Well, I don't want to say survived, but I have witnessed sinkholes. You know, I have been part of things that I can't even talk about. I really can't, because it's scary, some of the things I've seen. But this is my third major catastrophic hurricane that's rolling in right now. And I've survived too, and the survival that we went through, we know what it's like to be without power. We know what it's like to be without transportation or communication or access to food and energy and water and all these things that you need in normal life. You know, we know what it's like to be there. When I say we, my family and I, we know what it's like to be in the thick of the shit, right? We've been through it, man. I have worn that badge. So when I'm talking about survival, I'm telling you some of the things I've learned being in the woods, and I'm telling you some of the things I've learned living through traumatic and catastrophic natural events that killed a lot of people. Like, I have been there, man. I have been in the worst part of some bad storms, and I've had to survive in a place where there was no government coming to help me. I've been there, man. I have been there. So yeah, you guys can, you know, look at all these different websites and all these different channels and all these things that all these people do, and you can judge them based on how cogent they sound. But trust me, there aren't a lot of people who've been through more than I have in terms of real natural survival. And a lot of the things that you see from those guys are cool, are neat, are fun, and are interesting, but they're not real. What I'm telling you is real. I'm telling you what it's really gonna be like. So, you know, take it for what it's worth. Look, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'm gonna drag you through the school of hard knocks, because I've been through it. And I appreciate all of you people who are coming here to my channel to watch my story. And one of these days I'm gonna share some of those cool stories with you, because I have some fun ones, man. Some fun stories about just being lost hopelessly and thinking you're gonna die and finding my way to the other end. Not just one, but I have a lot of them. So hey, you guys stick in there, keep watching my channel. Thank you. I love you.